Welcome back. We are in Doswell, Virginia today at King's Dominion. My first time back here since the very early 2000s, or maybe even the late 90s. I think it was when Flight of Fear first opened, or should I say Outer Limits. So obviously first impression coming back here, the International Street is quite similar to Kings Island. The main difference being a lot more trees, a lot more shade. So we like that already. That's definitely a nice Virginia touch that we dig. Anyway, first order of business. I can't talk too long. Rope just dropped. And I know that Flight of Fear is the lowest capacity, slowest ride that has the potential to have the longest line. So we're gonna head over there first, drop you guys in a locker, catch you guys in a minute. All right, first order of business, Flight of Fear. And then we're gonna pop right on over here to the third and final Giga coaster that I need to cross off my list of US Gigas.
Wait, y'all want to count down? Or what?
Well, that was a thing that happened. Akira got the credit. I didn't need it, but yeah, it's in good shape. It's still smooth. Love the launch. The first half of that ride is actually pretty fun. It's just once you get trimmed to a halt and you just kind of meander around, the second part of those models just seems kind of pointless, like just an excuse to get you back to the station. Oh well, we knocked it out though. That line's gonna be the longest line for the rest of this trip, so we got it out of the way. Now we're on to I-305. All right, it's really weird. The station is completely empty for this thing. We're about to grab our very first ever ride on it. Pretty excited. I'm not really too crazy about the restraints from what I've seen. I've been on trains that had these before. I don't think this ride needs them, but it's all good though. I'm not tripping. I'm just here to enjoy it, judge it for myself. And I'm like Ricky Bobby right now. I just want to go fast. I want to go real fast.
Who wants to go fast? Anybody?
I want to go fast.
Wow. Okay, so as you can tell, I'm a little windswept right now. First ride on I-305. The bottom of that first drop, just as intense as they say it is. Definitely grade on out. Love the speed. Good Lord, love the speed. Super smooth too. Not really crazy about those restraints, especially the fabric. It's kind of like a vomit sponge, if you will. I don't know, somebody seasoned it up before I got in it a few days ago or what.
Needs a little more salt. Bam!
But that's a minor detail. I'm not tripping about that. That was a dope ride. We're about to get on again. Second ride, back row, even more intense. That ride is not very marathonable for a gentleman of my age, I would say. You probably need to be between the ages of like a kid and 10 years younger than me, and you're good to go. But we're gonna take a break from that, and you know, I am rocking the RMC shirt today, so let's get some RMC action in. I've heard a lot about Twisted Timbers, and I'm looking forward to checking it out for myself. Quick detour, and may the Lord have mercy on our souls. Anaconda initial reaction, surprisingly, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I've heard some bad things about this roller coaster, and honestly, dare I say it, Vortex at Kings Island is way worse than this. The transitions, which typically are the main issues with aero custom loopers in my experience, weren't that rough. You know, they were a little herky-jerky here and there, but it wasn't anything that rattled my brain around or anything that was like a deal breaker for me. I haven't ridden it in many, many years. I do remember thinking the little tunnel under the water is a nice touch, and just the overall layout being over water is cool. So there's that. You know, do I want to marathon this thing? Not really. You know, there's way better coasters here, but, you know, not as bad as some of the other enthusiasts have said, in my personal opinion. My daughter, who really doesn't like most Aero custom loopers, actually said she liked this better than Loch Ness Monster. Surprising, yes, but oh, and another thing too, I guess since we're GP coasters, there was a young man on the way up the lift hill noticing that after the first drop it goes underneath the pond and back over the pond, and he said, "Are we going to get wet?" We're off.
Yo, we Larry and Katie. Y'all know what it is. The best park out here. Come visit in Delaware. Step up, and me. My name is Tavell. You already know. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Kingville, KING.VELL_18. You already know.
Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too.
Follow me on Instagram at SwayvyLil, SWAVYY.Lil. All right, follow me.
All right, man. Thanks. All right, as we head into the Twisted Timbers queue line to catch our first ever ride, over here a guy asking the op at the entrance, where is Finnegan's Flyer? She's like, sir, that's at Busch Gardens. So, you know, it's an hour drive and you can ride that flat ride, but it ain't here, my guy.
Have your cell phone and keys in your hands.
As you wait to go through the metal detector, you can play the classic game of try to land your penny perfectly on this electrical box. First ride on Twisted Timbers, gotta say it was pretty dope. Almost like a mini Steel Vengeance, but some really wonky elements in there. Some really kind of tilted airtime there. Little mini wave turn, that was dope, man. Shout out to Alan Schilke, as always, man. The man, the myth, the legend, the genius. Get it, my guy. That's a dope ass layout.
What's your name? Where you from?
I'm Shania, and I'm from PG, but I live in Waldorf, Maryland.
Okay. All right, what's your favorite ride here?
I don't get on roller coasters.
All right, what about like,
make me get on
you like
roller
a
coaster.
scrambler or
No.
bumper cars?
I like the, I know I'm not. I like the.
Yeah, Intimidator.
I like.
You gotta get on.
No, I'm not getting on that.
You'll love it. You'll love it. It's great.
No, I'm not
Trust
getting on
me,
that.
you know what's up.
Getting on Intimidator.
I'm not getting on that.
It's nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
All right, Racer 75, or as I like to call it, Rebel Yell, because it's heritage, not height, folks. But anyway, a question that I'd like to pose to everyone: what would you say is the appropriate way to count credits on a racing coaster? Is it 1 credit? Is it 2 credits? My personal humble opinion, my little 2 cents, is I say it's 2 credits simply because each side is going to be slightly different than the other. Hence, if you ride one side and then ride the other, they're going to be different experiences slightly different track length. A lot of times they'll do mirror images of each other. Some racing coasters will do completely different elements that the other side doesn't do. So since it's two slightly different or sometimes vastly different experiences, I say it's 2 credits. But, you know, it's up to you to decide.
Mako exists. Mako is our god. Mako is like my definition of the perfect coaster. I've ridden so many great coasters like Iron Rattler, which is also elite. It's the best RMC. Sorry, it's better than Lightning Rod. I'm one of those people. Iron Rattler fanboy right here. Woo!
So Iron Rattler's his number 1 RMC. You know,
It's my number 3 overall.
it's a top tier, so I don't think you can go wrong either way. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know, Steel Vengeance is my number 1. El Rod's my number 2 RMC. Probably Iron Rattler's my number 3.
I respect that at all. It's just like with Iron Rattler, 1, I just really love the restraints of it. 2, that drop is probably the most heaven-like drop I've ever experienced. And 3, that heaven roll and just the simplicity of the layout. I love it. I don't care that it's short. I don't care that's all that. It's like it's short but sweet. And oh yeah, the Corey dive is probably like just as good as the L4 roller coaster. So nice. We are not invading Woodstock Express unless you really want.
We did that earlier. We did that on World Watch.
Really?
Yeah, we like completely took over our train for Woodstock Express.
The Great Adventure on World Watch this day.
One train ups!
Oh my
One train ups! Please let this meme die. Please. For the love of God.
Right.
Logan, I know you want
Logan's
the memes to die. So let's all just end the meme once and for all. I'm calling it down.
Right? It's
And Logan, I'll see you in November in Orlando. We're riding Hulk together again. Woo!
hey.
If you're watching the video.
All right, we just got a great night ride on Dominator. Now we're gonna head over to. Hey, you guys want to head over to Finnegan's Flyers?
Let's go!
Hell yeah, let's go.
We got a 3-hour drive to get there.
I think we can make it.
3 hours. No, it's an hour from here.
All right, we're out here chasing night rides. We're here at Anaconda. I'm probably washed out right now. It's super bright over here.
Look at all the enthusiasm for riding Anaconda.
Night ride time.
Time to get some brain damage.
All right, we just survived the gauntlet. It wasn't that bad.
I actually like Anaconda.
You know.
It's actually decent this year.
Yeah. Shout out to Ron Toomer.
But Ron Toomer's dead.
All right, y'all. Night ride. She's out.
Oh no, she's still joining us on her night ride.
She's riding the ride. She just doesn't want to be in the video. We're about to hit up this night ride on I-305.
We're gonna have one blast on it. It's your ever first night ride on I-305. So
Yeah.
it's something special.
We're breaking the champagne bottle across the bow. The inaugural voyage has begun.
Drinks on me, but that's not gonna be until next year. I'm sorry about that.
I'm the only one enough to buy alcohol, so I guess drinks on me?
I can buy alcohol in Puerto Rico. I did that before. I can buy alcohol.
That's far away. Well, we'll hit you back when we're on the other side. We have 8 minutes. I think we might be able to squeeze in 2 rides.
We're definitely gonna be able to squeeze in 2 rides. Look at the line up in the front. It's
Yeah. Let the GP clog up the front row.
yeah, deep
They'll run it through.
We'll just marathon in the back, you know.
Yeah, we stand the back row, or at least back arm.
That's where it's at.
Exactly. Back row's the best on I-305. I'm sorry, y'all.
What do we think? Yeah! Final ride of the night.
It was so calm before that.
This is
but
the first ride of the night right in front of us, right here.
Yeah. Right up here is last train. So we were second to last. Close enough.
One more ride. It happened twice.
Yeah, you never know, right? All right, well, that's going to wrap up day 1 here at King's Dominion.
I didn't really only for us. Because we got to drive back home tonight. I got work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, my bad, man.
Day 1 of 1 for these guys.
Okay. Oh.
We don't deserve that coaster we're walking away from. We don't deserve I-305.
We don't deserve it. We are not worthy.
We're not worthy. We're not even close to worthy.
And
That's
fun
a-
fact, Hurler, when that was here, that was originally themed to Wayne's World. Hurler.
Right? Yeah, so there is a connection here to the old Paramount days.
We're not worthy.
But unfortunately, they got rid of all sort of Paramount references with the removal of Volcano, because that was the only Paramount-themed movie ride that they still had here. But now that's gone. Rest
Yeah.
in peace, Volcano.
Well, you know, things come and things go, but as far as the new things here that I experienced, Twisted Timbers, for example, pretty phenomenal.
It's a really solid RMC. Now, where do you rank it on the points of your RMC? Like top 10 RMCs?
Well, I've only been on 8, so they're all in my top 10. I only have a top 8.
You've been on one more than me.
Today makes my 8th.
I've only been on.
Okay, in August I'm gonna ride my 8th, and that's gonna be your home park's Twisted Cyclone.
Oh, you're coming in August?
Yeah, I think
we gotta
like
link up,
the first
man.
week. I mean, literally, I-305 back there. Again, we don't deserve that ride. Us enthusiasts. It's something that you should probably see over at Cedar Point, and not just a random amusement park down here in Virginia that we can easily access. One of the best coasters in the world.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say I've been a Fury fanboy for a long time and kind of questioning like where I would compare that with I-305. And honestly, I don't even know at this point. I still have to process it because I only got 2 night rides, 1 front row day ride, 2 back row day rides. It's enough for me to realize how awesome it is. But it's also so much different, as I was saying to you earlier. It's so much different than Fury. They do 2 totally different things. The only things they really have in common is that they go fast and they're gigas.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it's hard to compare. Well, anyway, this has been the longest outro in my channel's history. Well, depending on how it's been edited. Maybe it wasn't that long for
I'm
you
pretty
guys.
sure like a bunch of the stuff's gonna get out like exactly what I'm saying right now.
But you know, you've already seen the tags that we've thrown up at the bottom, so go say what's up to Coaster Dolphin. Go say what's up to that Incident guy.
Both really good people. I'm talking about myself.
Yes. You know, if you don't talk good about you, who else will?
Yeah,
you got to start
have,
with you.
You have to have esteem in order to go places. That's
Exactly.
the only way I look at it.
For GB Coasters, I'm Jimmy. This
Coaster
is
Dolphin
Coaster
right here.
Dolphin.
This is Justin from that Intimate guy.
Hell yeah. And this is Akira, who doesn't want to be in the vlog. Everybody, look at Akira. She doesn't want to be in the
Still
vlog.
gonna be in the vlog
That's
though.
the back of her head. Yeah, she doesn't want to be in this. Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace.